2 Chris's. Way go, boys.
Good intro. Thanks, Julia. She should come this side of the camera.
Yeah, sure.
Maybe.
Actually, maybe not.
So then. Exhibitions, I think we're going to talk about, weren't we, first?
Yeah, they're back. They're back with a bang, which is nice. Construction Week, Decorex,
London Build,
yes.
Last week,
Build.
one of our clients was exhibiting that. We went to Construction Week down in Birmingham, and it was good. It was good. I mean, apart from the NEC, which is a complete pain to get in and out of. But that said, it was still enjoyable. It's good to meet people and see faces and some old sort of contacts. And we had a couple of meetings, client meetings as well. Just good to get that.
It's weird seeing people again, isn't it? It's weird, but it's and I think definitely next year exhibitions. Put my teeth in.
You're a bad man.
There should be a much bigger part of your strategy, of any strategy. You know, I think it's obviously people haven't been to them this past year or so, whatever. Obviously with lockdown, but
yeah, I think people are still nervy. Clients are still nervy about spending money on exhibitions and the turnout and so forth. But I mean, from what we saw at Construction Week, it was certainly, you know, there's plenty of people there. As I say, the NEC, not to knock it.
Are we going to get sued by the NEC after this?
I think anyone that goes there knows what I mean. But I think people are a bit or have been nervy, but they needn't be, because certainly exhibitions are back and people are, I think they're quite desperate to get out and meet people and make contacts and do business and so forth. So I think it's.
And it is a big investment, isn't it? But I think it's something that definitely a lot of brands within, you know, construction and interior should think about for next year. It's definitely something that you should plan into your strategy, because you know, as you said, it's a great way to get in front of the, you know, specifier of you know, whoever's going to buy your product or service.
Definitely. I mean, the last one we did was Decorex, or I did for one of our clients down at Scion Park, and which was 2 and a bit years ago, and the amount of leads that you generate and the quality is of a really high standard. Obviously, with that show, it's interior designers, but you get this sort of bulk of information, and it's important that you act upon it immediately and have all the data capture methods in place. But that, obviously, if you're going to spend 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 grand on a show, you've got to be making sure that you use this data and act upon it afterwards, and don't just leave it on a pile on the desk, which does happen. But if you do that and do that properly, then you can really get your business going on a short sort of time frame with an exhibition and get that brand awareness out there as well.
So what about 3 top tips? What do you reckon for an exhibition?
The first thing is for me is planning, is making sure that you communicate that you're going to be at the show, and you put it out through your social channels and so forth, and make sure you plan effectively to contact the people you want to see before the show, and making sure that building that awareness for that marketing essentially before the show and afterwards.
True. So that's
Tip 2 to you.
To me.
To you.
So we're on about planning.
Here we go. Chuckle Brothers.
So yeah, number 1 is all about planning. Number 2 is all about, I suppose, well let's call it execution when you're there, and not actually executing people. But as Chris said, just make sure you have the methods in place to capture the data. So you obviously you've got these scans that scans visitors, badges, things like that. Just talk to people, make sure that you capture their details, their information, their requests. If they ask a question or if they request any kind of samples or materials or whatever, just make sure you follow up on it. It sounds really simple, doesn't it? But the amount of times we've known in the past where you get all these leads and they just kind of fizzle off. So yeah, it's important to kind of set up, make sure there's something in place to follow up on the people you meet. What about a third?
Third, I think it's similar to what I said before about the planning, but on the stand, on the actual event days, put aside, have a meet and greet, invite, it might even be sort of 4 or 5 of your prospects or clients to the stand and show them what is new, what you're about, what exciting new products you have or what service changes, and invite them for maybe a one-to-one or a small group where you have a drink and some snacks or whatever. But make sure that you target those people and you invite them to the stand and give them more of a one-to-one, sort of more personal connection, really.
I like it. Good tips. It's like we've actually done exhibitions before.
Just a
Crazy.
few.
I know.
Just a few.
What's hot right now? Let's talk about current affairs. COP26. Oh, that's been in the news, hasn't it, recently?
What's that?
What's that? What is that? Good question, Julia. What does it actually stand for? Obviously, it's talking about global emissions and the carbon footprint, and obviously the goals to reach net zero by, I think, 2050. And obviously with construction, it's massive, isn't it? Construction and the building environment contributes to 40% of the UK's carbon footprint, which is massive. So obviously construction companies have a lot to do to try and kind of reduce their impact on the environment. And obviously it's well reported that Tesco are going to favour and ask their suppliers what they're doing to reduce emissions, which, rightly so. And I think that'll come definitely more to the forefront over the next 12 months. And, in construction, I think the bigger contractors, even the mid-sized contractors, will kind of ask their suppliers, what are you doing to reduce emissions? Are you sourcing more sustainable products? Are you using better production methods to reduce carbon emissions? Things like that. So I think it's definitely something that every company now needs to think about. Just use as part of their kind of business strategy to win more business.
It's certainly brought awareness, and it makes you think on an individual level of your carbon footprint and so forth. But I mean, we've been writing a lot recently for our clients about net carbon zero, and it certainly has more than the head of steam. It's been a key issue in the industry for quite some time, really, and obviously a lot of buildings these days are all aiming for net zero carbon, and it's applicable to pretty much everyone in the chain that's working towards that building, really.
What should we talk about last? Planning. Of course it is. It's coming to that time of year.
Are we not finishing? Because Julia's doing that funny noise. Not funny noise, funny move.
Thanks. Basically, she'll cut from this point onwards. So,
so yes, planning for the future. We are doing a lot of planning for 2022 as it's fast approaching as we go towards December, and putting plans together for our existing clients, but also looking at new clients and prospects and what their plans are for the next year and the 12 to 18 months ahead of that. Mm-hmm. So we've been quite active in working on schedules into sort of December next year.
Yeah, it's a good time to start, isn't it? And I think it's one of those. I think if it gets to like January time and you're just starting to plan for the year, it feels like you've kind of already missed the boat a little bit. So I think it makes sense to make a good start now, and make sure that when January's here, you've got a plan in place to follow and to kick on.
Yeah, I think it's the end of the year always helps to sort of focus the mind on plans. The calendar year always sort of gives a bit of focus, but as we try and say to clients, marketing is about consistency. It is about
heck yeah, sister.
it is about reaching your audience consistently with the right message over time. So that's why we work on 12 to 18 month plans with clients, just so we can basically get that consistency for the client and hit the marketplace and hit the prospects and clients at the right time.
Definitely now is the time to start planning for next year, for your marketing and your business in general. It doesn't even have to be just be marketing. So get planning, everybody. I think that's it. I think if you've reached this point, well done and thank you. Probably will just be our mums and dads.
Hi, Mum.
But yeah, what do you reckon, Julia? Should we come back next month? Yeah, fair point.
Will it be on the BBC or something by then?
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
On our blog page on our website, we write articles every month on a range of different topics, and you'll find at the moment at the top of the page there's one for planning for next year and strategies and so forth. So please have a look at that and hope it's of interest to you. And equally, if you are looking for next year, then please get in touch. We do have a power hour session. We don't charge, but we basically have a chat, find out more about your business, your plans, ideas. It's a two-way conversation. You find out about how we do work and what we do. So yeah, get in touch.
Nice one. I think that's it. Say bye, Julia.
Bye, Julia.